All right, hello, welcome traders. It is Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, day after Inauguration Day, day after Martin Luther King Day, and a day after the Ohio State Buckeyes win the national championship. So, congratulations to the Buckeyes. Great stuff out there. Fun game to watch, especially if you're a Buckeye fan. But anyway, let's get into the markets. We got Trump in office now, kicked it all off yesterday with a bunch of executive orders, kicking off some more today. Let the craziness begin. Who knows which way we're going? Who knows what he's going to do next? But so far, the market's liking it. And what they're liking is number one, he hasn't come out and pushed hard for tariffs on China and others, which is easing some inflation fears. Yes, 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada a month ago, in a month from now. To me, that's just saber rattling. That's Trumpism there, where he likes to get everybody worried. They usually come to the table with some offer and then he doesn't follow through with it because they cave and do something else out there. So great negotiating tactics from him. That's usually the way it goes. But we'll see. But the markets like the fact that they're not seeing so far. Okay, we're 2 days in, and you can't really judge anything in 2 days. We got 4 years of this stuff going on. So who knows what's going to happen out there? All we know is, number one, I do know Trump likes the stock market. He wants to see it going up. I think he judges his success by gains in the stock market. So that's got to be at least somewhat positive, unless he does things that kind of hurt the market. But right now, he's holding off on those tariffs that he is kind of rattling his saber about before, and that is helping ease interest rates. Okay, that's also helping ease uh, some of the market's fears about inflation. And then obviously today was just a monstrous day for Trump when it comes to uh, really the economy and what he's going to be doing with energy. So declaring that energy emergency out there today, that was a big deal. So we knew he wanted to drill. He lifted all kinds of energy restrictions, got out of the climate accord stuff. I'm not saying any of this is good, bad, upside down. I'm just saying when it comes to trading and the markets, we got to be looking at what's going on out there right now. And if you think he is declaring this energy emergency, he wants to improve the infrastructure, the grid, electricity being built out there to help America sustain this growth that we're in the middle of, especially with AI growth. We're going to need better energy infrastructure. We're going to need more energy. We are going to need potentially to drill, baby, drill on it. We'll see what that happens. But what that's going to do is that's going to knock oil prices down. I can also tell you that Trump wants to see and say that he brought gas prices down, that inflation has come down. So all of these things to me are pretty positive for at least the trades that we have on right now. Tomorrow he could do something crazy and we go the other way. Who knows? But at least for today, we're in it. So let's take a look at what's going on in the markets. He did announce doing away with some of those EV mandates from the Biden administration. That hit Tesla a bit today too, which is interesting. But scrapping that whole pro EV policy and the subsidiaries, whatever subsidiaries and stuff from that, fine. We also saw Netflix after the bell absolutely blowing away earnings forecast today. So Netflix up uh, announcing a huge buyback. They're looking at revenue expanding this year. They actually ratcheted up their guidance on revenue, and they ratcheted up their EPS guidance today. They came out with really, really good earnings, great subscriber growth. So blowing away the forecast. So good stuff there. We're starting to see earnings hitting the tape now. And we don't have a lot of big companies this week. Netflix was pretty prominent. We've got a lot of banks and financials, things like that this week. We'll really start getting into it more next week, but things look pretty good on the earnings front, which I don't see any reason that the market's going to pull back right now. So let's just trade what we see, not what we think. We might be getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, but you know what? We'll deal with that when the time comes. All right, let's get into it because I got 4 trades to share with you today. 4 trades that we put on. I'm going to give you the exact trades I put on today. and I'll tell you exactly why each trade and the setup of each trade. All right, so a quick look at the markets here on ES E-mini futures. We were up 50 points today, 0.84% on it. The Qs as well up 0.6%. IWM up almost 2% on small caps today. But breaking this downtrend channel that we were in, breaking out to the upside, we're heading up towards the Bollinger Bands. Okay, a little bit of an increase in volume today. Good to see. MACD, RSI, stochastic momentum, all heading higher. Daily looks great. Weekly, been in this sideways range for a while. Maybe we break out and this thing takes off another 200, 300 points to the upside. If it does, I'm going to be really nervous at that point. But it does look like we got more upside to potentially go. And so far, okay, it's only 2 days. Okay, things look pretty good for the markets for what we're doing. All right, so ES off. I'm still bullish. I have been bullish. I've not changed from bullish to bearish at all. Okay, even though the trend right now has been a bit bearish, but I'm just bullish but cautious. The overall trend still up, still higher highs, higher lows. We could be on our way to the next higher high as far as the weekly chart goes, which is the longer term, which is what I care about. I don't care really about the daily noise that we get into, but as a trader, yep, I'm going to trade what I see on the dailies and the weeklies. All right, let's get into oil. Oil dropping. Okay, why not? If we're going to drill, increase production, get the pipelines going, we're going to erase all of those. I think there's some Obama and Biden area policies of drilling and offshore drilling and so forth. I don't want to get into all of that. Again, this is not political. This is just what's happening in the market. And if we are going to start drilling, and I'm not saying that's good or bad, what I'm saying is it's going to knock oil prices down. You can see that here on the chart. We've been heading down lower for 3 days now. Pretty good move down. I've got naked puts, 112 trades, Strangles, all doing great today. We actually took an oil winner off on the session today, or we taking was that oil winner? Yep, off, and we added more oil trades today as well. Like what I'm seeing on oil here. Nice pullback. This is exactly what we want. I think we'll pull back even more on this one. I don't know if it's essentially going to be a fib type of a retracement, but if we look at the fibs on oil here as well, we pulled back to about the 38.2 fib. I think we're going to the 50 and maybe the 618 before maybe we level out here. And maybe we never bounce back and head higher. Maybe we just continue to meander sideways and just start to consolidate in this range. My guess is we're going to stay in the, low 70s, upper 60s for a while. So I think that's what we're going to plan on from our trades. But oil down today, great for our trades. Quickly, gold running to the upside. Why is gold moving up still? Well, you got the US dollar absolutely falling out of bed today, which is actually great for a whole number of things that we see out there. So this huge run that the US dollar has had now since October or late September, it's finally ending. Okay, we're getting a little bit of easing of the strong US dollar. Okay, not a ton, but that's been great for rates. So if we look at the 10-year yield, that's dropped. We've dropped from about 4.8 to about 4.57. Then on the 30-year, we've dropped from 5 down to about 4.8 now. So nice pullbacks on the yields. That's going to actually push bond prices up, which is great for us because we are heavy bonds. We've loaded up the boat on bonds. We've been preparing for this. And if you think, inflation is going to be easing over time, tariffs notwithstanding, if that's going to be happening, if rates are coming down, bonds are going to be rallying. I don't know that the Fed's cutting anytime soon, but they will if rates are falling. Certainly, oil falling is going to help inflation as well. I know Trump wants to beat inflation. I know he wants the market to run up. He still may not accomplish that, but we'll keep an eye on that as we go. But that's also having a nice effect on gold here. If rates are dropping, gold's a better looking asset as well, and it's been strong anyway. So gold still looks good, powering its way higher. We're sitting on a nice jade lizard in gold. It's up 44% in 19 days. On gold bonds was always I was just talking about these bonds a little bit ago in here. This downtrend, have we finally potentially put in some bottom here on bond futures as well as the TLT, TMFs of the world? Maybe. Don't go hog wild. I'm already in, not adding to these positions right now, but I certainly like what I see. And what I see is MACD, RSI, stochastic momentum, all moving higher, breaking the 21 EMA today. Okay, the weekly still nothing, nothing to hang your hat on yet, but maybe we start to base out in here. We're going to have some ups and down days, but I like this. And I think from a strategy standpoint, I think Strangles, potentially 112 trades on bonds, great opportunities in here. Tried to actually get a new the Strangle actually come off today for a winner on bonds, which is fantastic. And again, I love bonds, the dynamic duo of trading video that I put out, 112 trades and Strangles. Those are still my two favorite trades. Love them. I want to be in Strangles. I love all the different versions of 112 trades we got running. We have been doing fantastic with those. I will stick with those trades. They're so flexible and give you a lot of opportunity to win. Somebody posted in one of my YouTube videos, you're not doing Strangles anymore since August or something of last year. I'm like, no, I am doing Strangles. It's one of my best payoff trades. So I don't know where you got that, but if you're looking at my account, pay some better attention to what I'm showing you because I'm still in Strangles and I added another Strangle today. So not giving up on Strangles. Love Strangles. I love the way we've been playing them. Great trade last year. I'm looking forward to more of the same this year, especially if we get a lot of this sideways or choppy action. I think they're really going to pay off. All right, copper pulling back here a bit on copper. No trade yet, but it doesn't look too bad overall. But we'll see if we get any more weakness, then we could be heading potentially into this descending triangle. But for right now, just a pullback on copper. No trade for me in there yet. Silver, though, looks like it wants to break out of this symmetrical triangle that we've been in. Okay, and you can probably even draw these lines in here as well. So this symmetrical triangle looks like a breakout to the upside. Silver could be getting ready to get a little bit of a pop. Still neutral to bullish on silver. I think there's trade opportunities. Talked to the members today, and we talked about being bullish, neutral to bullish on these, and then maybe limiting your upside risk. This way we can use a 112 style trade or a bear trap style trade. We can use a jade lizard type of a trade. And then obviously you've got broken wing butterflies and other things that you can limit your upside risk in case this thing really starts to get going. But I like silver in here. It looks good. Let's get long. Probably some silver with a little bit of uh, support below if we pull back. All right. The Nasdaq, same thing as the SPY, breaking out of this channel to the downside, breaking above the anchored VWAP here. Yesterday, today, more follow through to the upside. Looks good for me. RTY, very, very bullish. I covered this thing yesterday with you. Really like where we're sitting on the Russell right now. So small caps, I think, look pretty nice. And here, breaking out of this sideways consolidation that we've been in since the middle of December, that's really looking good for us. This could now be finally a little bit of a rally starting to kick in here for small caps. I certainly would want to be trading this, maybe with a put credit spread, some other things like that. And then with the dollar dropping, we've got the Aussie dollar blasting its way to the upside. Great moves today, strong underlyings. The weeklies look like a reversal, moving higher. You got MACD reversing, RSI coming from oversold reversing, stochastic momentum oversold and starting to tick up. And then the daily, we've got all three of them moving higher and sharply higher as we move up here. It was a little tough for me to try to trade it today. I looked at put credit spreads. I looked at like 112 trades. It's just an expensive underlying for me to trade with the amount of contracts that I need to generate enough income to register in my accounts. Other than that, there's where we are on the Aussie dollar. Looks great, looks fantastic down here. Depending on the commissions and fees that you pay, I'm not sure if you can find a trade that makes sense, but I do like those. All right, real quick, take just a minute to run through Apple just tanking even further today. So Apple dropping further down a little over 3% on the session. So Apple really struggling here heading into earnings. Not looking good at all. So Apple really starting to struggle. Microsoft, which has been struggling, moving sideways, it just can't seem to get anything going. So Apple and Microsoft not doing great. I'm not in either one. Don't love either trade. I'll stay out of those. Amazon blowing way to the upside today. Great move to the upside. I really wanted to be in this. Should have got in it back here. Didn't do that at the bottom of the channel. Missed the run. So I'm going to have to stay out of this thing for now. Wait and see if this thing pulls back at all so that we can get back in. Meta continues to be in this sideways trading range. Here, it's not doing a whole lot of anything as we head into earnings. All kinds of news and things going on with Meta. It just can't seem to get any momentum going. It's pretty flat overall. Not a whole lot of anything going on with Meta. Google, which is one of my favorites here. I'm liking Google and what we're seeing on Google overall. Yeah, let's see if we can keep these things moving. I like Google. Up above the Bollinger Band today, got a little lofty, started to pull back inside, right back up kind of to this previous high that we hit. But Google, been on fire. It looks good. I want to get into more. I have some already. I just want to pull back. So I just need pullbacks on these things. Nvidia finally moving its way higher, but it continues to be in this trading range that it's been in for a long time. Nothing to do here. Tesla dropping today on the EV news with Trump getting rid of some of the benefits for owning EVs and the mandates out there, which didn't help the stock, didn't hurt it a whole lot. It was down a lot more early on. It was down 20 points from where it closed and rallied most of that up by the end of the day. So overall, good stuff on Tesla. I would like to see it pull back so I can get in. Same thing with Palantir. It's finally breaking out maybe of this downtrending channel that it's been in. Too lofty. It's not worth it. I'm not in. I'm missing out. No FOMO on my end. I don't get FOMO. I'm not going to chase. It'll come back at some point and we'll get in. AMD, though, at these low levels, this thing has just absolutely cratered from 210 down to about 115. Looks like it's bouncing off the 200-day moving average on the weekly here, starting to go from oversold and maybe starting to curl up. You're starting to see MACD reversing, RSI potentially reversing, stochastic momentum flattening and starting to rise. I think it's a good entry point on AMD. I'm not the biggest fan of AMD, but I certainly think it's a good company, well run, good CEO. It's not one of my favorites, but I do like it enough to put on a trade today. We've been moving steadily higher on this. MACD rising, stochastic momentum rising, RSI's rising. I think it still could have some more to go. We're heading into earnings. I did put a trade on with AMD just because it's down here at these lower levels. I think that gives us an opportunity. It's one of these stocks we could finally get in. That's a good quality stock at a low level. We'll be looking to maybe do something similar on Costco, but it's already rocking and rolling. SoFi has already run. Nothing I'm going to do on SoFi. And then Chipotle just cannot seem to get itself going, having a fairly awful day today. Looks like JP Morgan, they took their price target up to 64 on Chipotle. I don't see any real news or reasons for this stock to be down. So right now we're in it. We've got a poor man's covered call. This thing's not doing well. So we'll just let it cook. All right, let's get into our accounts and then we'll get into our 4 trades real quick and we'll get you out of here for the evening. So let's look at our accounts really quickly. Here's where we are on the main income navigator account that we run. This is the main trading account that I share out there. So we're up at 384, 460. We started the year at 368. So we're already up 5% on the year so far. Market's up 3%. So we're doing great. We've generated $18,000 in monthly realized income so far. And how does that income break down? 6,700 of that 112s. Strangles 1,100. For those of you saying that I still don't do Strangles, I'm already up 1,100 on Strangles this month. 112 trades, we're up 385 bucks total. We're at 775 on 0 DTE. We had a 120-day naked put strategy come off for 1950. Spec trades are down 98 bucks. And then we're actually up 7,700 on hedges. That will reverse at the end of the month when a bunch of long puts come off. So kind of take that 7,700 out of the gains. So we're up about $11,000. Our goal for the month at 3% is 11,051. So we are right now at the goal. Yeah, 18,000 looks even better, but it'll drop by the end of the month as some hedges start to come off. Hedges are meant to die or make no money for you or even lose a little bit. So a good hedge will lose some money. We're a little over 11, but we're right on target for where we want to be this month. I don't know why I put next month's in already. We're not there yet. So we're doing pretty well. Right on track for the month. Having a great month. Up technically 18,000, but realistically, we'll be at about 11,000 or more by the end of the month. All right. So we're having a great month. We're off to a fantastic start again in 2025. Here's our investing account that we share. I do have other ones, but this is the main one that we share with our members. Here too, this is up to 375, 142. We started at 353, so we are up monstrously so far this year. So we're up $20,000 in this account for the year so far. Good stuff. We're up over 6% in this account. Okay, in net lick value. Now we are down a little bit in realized because some poor man's covered calls and covered calls that we have taken off and some other trades. But I like where we are. I'll be happy with this. We're up $20,000. We took off some things that were hurting us and made even more money with this. So fantastic. New all-time highs in this account. So this account is now at all-time highs dating back forever. So new all-time highs in the Lazy Trader income trading account. And then in the small account here, we're just off our all-time highs by a couple $100. We've generated a little over 300 bucks on this small account this month so far, 1.5%, but we're up 3.5% in net lick for the month so far. So doing well in the small account trades. Made some adjustments today in the small account, adjusted our NVIDIA covered calls, and we're doing great. So love where we are on that. Let's get into some trades real quickly. And I do share my accounts with you guys. So you get a chance to see what they're doing. We are in the kind of the after hours time frame, so you can't really see today. These aren't really true gains because now the stuff is starting to move around. But we had a good day today. So as you can tell, we're up just in these three accounts. We're up about 40 grand now in 20 days. So not too shabby. We'll take the $40,000 in these accounts. And let's just start with the Income Navigator account here. This is the one we just talked about. We just put on, so we still have that naked call, which is doing great now that oil is dropping. We've got a 112 trade up 67%. We've got a strangle up 28%. And then today we added a new strangle. So here's the strangle we added today. We put on the 58.92 strangle out about 85 days in here. So I wanted to get more strangles on. We got one on today, increasing our overall data. All right, let's take a quick look at ES. A bunch of hedges about to knock off. So there's like 4 hedges coming off at the end of the month. That'll be good, clean things up, make it a little easier to read. Let's look outside some of these hedges at our Jade Lizard. This thing's up 45%. we are hopefully going to stick around in the trap. If not, we're still going to make decent money on this particular trade. But if we can stay under 6,100, which I don't know if that's going to happen, uh, if we do, we'll make 3 grand. If we don't, okay, we're going to make 600 bucks. Okay, and 600 bucks is still not bad on that trade the way we set it up. So we'll take the win. Either way, we win. All right, and then we've got a naked put here from a 112 trade. It's up 68%. Another one here up 63%. We got a 111 trade on. This is an at the money, an ATM 111 trade. It's got a very high put debit spread, as you can see here. We are outside of that right now. This thing is up 107%. So we sold this for $645 in credit, and we're at 690. So we're actually ahead. We're more than 100% in on this trade. We got a little ways to go. We'll keep watching it. Okay. Worst comes to worst on this particular trade. Uh, we're going to make that 645, like I said. If we drop back into this trap here, we can make over $2,000. And that's what we're shooting for on this higher put debit spread ATM 111 trade. We've got another one that we just put on today. So this is trade number 2 from the day that I'm sharing with you. This is another at the money 111 trade. We did the 6,100, 6,120 put debit spread, financed it with one naked put down here at 5,250, brought in 232 bucks on this trade. Small trade. Okay, small trade on this one, 232 bucks. Didn't take a lot of margin. In fact, the margin that we used on this particular trade was 5,100 bucks. So if we roll way up here and stay up here, okay, and we stay in the tail, well, we're going to make about 4.5% on this trade in less than 60 days. If we happen to settle back down at all here, 50 points below where we are, now we start to make over $1,000 in this trade. So I like it. We keep putting a couple of these on. We've got a ton of put debit spreads on waiting, that are part of the old 112Cs. Lots of stuff waiting here to come off for winners. Plenty of hedges, plenty of put debit spreads, great shape. Here's our gold jade lizard up 43%. Here's our bond reverse jade lizard is up 54%. We got a bond strangle up 4% here. I'd like to get another one on. And then today we added another SPY leap, which was actually this one down here. So we actually sold another SPY leap out here about 360 days in this particular account, according to plan. All right, let's take a quick look at the Lazy Trader account. I don't want to go through everything because I know we're running long with you guys today. AMD is the new trade. So we did buy the 80 calls leaps out 1 year, so January of next year. So we did buy those today. And then we started writing covered calls against them. So a little bit out of the money covered calls, right around the 30 delta. Sold the 127 call out to next Friday. Okay, so we're just continuing to sell covered calls. This is a kind of a standard poor man's covered call, okay, on AMD, but at the charts I saw I like the lower trade. Google, naked puts winner, IBIT. This is a income poor man's covered call. This trade's doing great. You can see that we're in the money on our covered calls, and we don't care because we made over $102 today, despite being in the money. Okay, which is the whole purpose. I know some of you guys, I'm watching comments on here, you can't get your head wrapped around this stuff. Okay, sometimes we sell out of the money, sometimes we're at or in the money on covered calls. 2 different strategies, very different the way they're managed. I know you can't get your head around it. It's hard. Okay, I'm looking for the extrinsic value on this particular trade right now. And if we look at it, this trade, when we went through the overall pieces, we're up 2% now in just about a month. So we're up 2% on this trade. And again, just being in the money or at the money, in the money, doesn't really matter. Okay, you can see P&L in the day, we're still up $100 because the longs are gaining. What you guys are missing here is that the longs gain when the shorts are losing, but we still keep the extrinsic value. If we keep doing that over and over and over, we're going to be in great shape on this. We're just generating cash flow. All right, moving on. IWM naked put, Meta naked puts, Nvidia, we got naked put and a Jade Lizard, all doing great. QQQ, we got 112s on in Qs. Those are doing fantastic. We got some SPY, we got Jade Lizards going. We got some put credit spreads. We got some more SPY leaps in here. We discontinued them in this account and moved it to the Income Navigator account. SVol's doing fantastic. We've generated over $1,000 in the last 2 months on this, so I'm fine with where we are in SVol. I don't know why people are freaking out about it. Just let it cook, make your money, you'll be fine. All right, TLT, these are all our naked puts. Okay, yeah, they're in the money. Yeah, we got 31 days to go. Okay, if we get close, I may roll these out. I might take assignment. Who knows what we'll do? But I'm still fine holding these bonds here. I think we'll be in great shape. And then TMF, we've got shares that were assigned to us. We'll keep writing covered calls against this. I wanted to let it bounce a bit before I do that. And then TNA here, we are doing fantastic. So I think that's pretty much it. We've covered everything with you guys. The AMD, poor man's covered call. We covered the SPY leaps with you. I covered the ATM, the at the money 111s that we did. Covered the CL Strangle. That was just today. But fantastic day, up over $10,000 today combined in just these three accounts, not to mention the other accounts I have. We're up 40 grand this year already in 21 days. We are off and running. Love where we are. Love the positioning. Like what the markets are doing. Again, we just take what the markets are giving us and we keep moving forward. All right. If you like this video, give me the thumbs up. Let's get the word out. Let's try to help other people with their trading. At least get some ideas. You don't have to follow my trades, even though I'm giving them to you. I show you exactly what I win. I showed you when I've lost. Okay, you've seen everything. You've seen years of winning. You've seen some losing that's gone in here. You can see everything that we do. I don't really care. I'm sharing what I do. If you get something out of it, hopefully it helps you be a better trader. All right. Take care, stay safe, and stay warm, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.